Hey, it's mrXirish here with another Medieval 2 Total War online battle gameplay. Today we're featuring a 2v2 battle on the map Spanish Plains between myself, mrXirish, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, with my ally, Holy Imperial Malice, playing as France, against frenchbreadsoup, who is playing as Poland, and KingofKings50000, who is playing as Hungary. The rules for the map were it was just a 2v2 game with no elephants, no gunpowder units, and no artillery, and max 6 cavalry, with max 2 of them being ranged cavalry. So that's where we find ourselves today. We'll just get going with the battle. Look at my army today. I have 4 units of pike militia, some spearmen, have some peasant crossbowmen up there just kind of to be used as fodder, some pavis crossbowmen, and 4 units of those in front to be my ranged infantry units, some cavalry here, my Gothic knights with some upgrades, I believe, to armor and attack, some dismounted feudal knights, 4 units of those. There's my general's bodyguard in the rear, 2 units of Teutonic knights, heavy cavalry, some dismounted imperial knights, just 2 units of those, and that is my army. We'll go look at Holy Imperial Malice's army. He's playing as France. He has 2 units of heavy cavalry there, some Swiss pikemen, obviously his pikemen, some Scots Guard for his ranged infantry, some pike militia, some peasants, 2 more units of heavy cavalry. His general's bodyguard is more Swiss pikemen and some more peasants. Go ahead and look at frenchbreadsoup's army. He's playing as Poland once again. Dismounted Polish knights, some Lithuanian cavalry, missile cavalry, some Polish nobles, some more Polish knights, and more Lithuanian cavalry. Polish, what are those units? Retainers, or Polish heavy cavalry. And then finally we will look at KingofKings50000's army. There it is. He had a lot of the army hiding in the forest over here, but we'll see them in a bit. Here you can see almost all of his cavalry, Royal Bendarians, some general's bodyguard. That is his heavy cavalry. They are just kind of running about. They don't do any attacking quite yet. Here's his main part of his army, his missile troops, his crossbowmen, his Pavis spearmen, chivalric knights, some more dismounted knights, some more Pavis spearmen, and some crossbowmen for his missile infantry. I have played with Holy Imperial Malice. If you remember from the previous battle, I actually played with him, I mean against him, and so we kind of did have some strategy behind this. Basically stay together. He's going to try to wipe out dismounted Polish knights first, while I try to take any attacks if they happen now from King of Kings. I've never played King of Kings before. I've never played frenchbreadsoup before. I know those are very Total War-like names. Right now I'm just kind of removing my army. Go ahead and fast forward here. I believe the upgrades I did is I did a lot of upgrades for my cavalry. I think they are almost fully upgraded. And my spearmen, not my spearmen, I just think my crossbowmen are upgraded as well. There's about 50,000 florins that were available for use. So, alright, so now we can take a look how I kind of reorganize my army. I have my crossbowmen in front of my pike militia. To the left of them I have my dismounted feudal knights, who are pretty good at taking cavalry. Teutonic knights and my cavalry in the rear. You can see Imperial Malice has his cavalry behind mine as well, and then I have some dismounted Imperial knights here. Advancing my crossbowman to see what he would do. He retreated his bodyguard, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing around my archers, and they're going to fire on his archers, but I'm going to continue to advance my pikemen, so that his cavalry cannot just return and flank my crossbowmen. I'm also advancing now my feudal knights. I'm having my peasants run, hopefully so they can get a few rounds off them, so unfortunately their lives aren't too much farther. We'll see what's going on the other side of the battlefield. Looks like Holy Imperial Malice is his pike militia in front. Looks like he's trying to flank his cavalry, or frenchbreadsoup's trying to flank him. frenchbreadsoup's just kind of meandering his troops out and about, so go ahead and look back there in a bit. Sorry about that. So not too much happens, so we're going to go ahead. Actually, Never mind, we are going to not fast forward. We'll see what he does here. He doesn't fire too many arching fire on my troops, but he starts to retreat his troops while I charge. So I'm going to go ahead and advance more of my missile infantry, so I can be able to hit both his archers and his main part of his army. You can see he has majority of his cavalry still kind of to the right of me, flanking me, so I'm going to have to keep my pikemen there. Hopefully, you can't really see my cavalry. I just have 2 units here that are obviously not from that view, but from this view, kind of hard to see. So hopefully he won't see them. I can use them to come around and flank later in the battle. Here's my units charging now, his crossbowmen and his chivalric knights. He's bringing more of his bringing up more of his cavalry. I'm starting to bring my tectonic knights from the rear as well.
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
He tried to charge my pikemen. I can continue to cross, fire some infantry missile fire on him, some arching fire. Majority of fire going on right in the center though, between his crossbowmen and chivalric knights and my dismounted my dismounted feudal knights, my heavy infantry.
Our men are under attack. We need to act.
You can see I came around and attacked with my tectonic knights, some of his crossbowmen. I also he brought his cavalry right in the middle to try to hit me in the rear, so I charged with my tectonic knights. And he also brought his other units of cavalry from the right side of the map. So Holy Imperial Malice is coming to help me as well. I'm going to bring some of my spearmen, as obviously there's no threat in this region to get flanked from that direction, so I can bring my spearmen to try to help out my units that got charged. I'm bringing my cavalry that were hiding in the forest, and bring 1 unit to help out and charge once again from the rear. Some of these cavalry units, he has those Royal Bendarians. In 1 unit, I had to charge a unit that he has charged as well, more of his heavy cavalry. So let's see how that works out. So battle is in full swing. Go look at this part of the map as well, between Holy Imperial Malice and French Bread Soup. French Bread Soup charging some Polish knights, trying to flank with some cavalry. Not as much action is going on the other side of the map, but he's brought most of his army, and we'll see how that plays out.
Our men are under attack. We must act now. My lord, only half our force remains.
I retreated my Teutonic Gothic knights that were fighting these cavalry units and brought them to support even more so all the fighting that's going on in the center of the map, or center of this little part of the map, I should say. So my units are retreating. My Pavi's crossbowmen kind of got caught in the middle of things. He still has his crossbowmen missile infantry in the rear and his chivalric knights, but I'm doing a good job up here up front against his crossbowmen with my dismounted feudal knights. Here the general's general bodyguards call there. We're all really attacking his 3 units of heavy cavalry. 13, 4, and 12 left, so they will be done soon. He also has some chivalric knights here that are fighting my crossbowmen.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Imperial Malice retreating his heavy cavalry just for a bit. My feudal knights fighting off against his spearmen. A lot of my units retreating, but I'm still getting a lot of his units as well. I have some pike militia here. I don't know how they got all the way out there. I must have actually put them, so I'm having them charge. Maybe you won't notice some of these crossbowmen. And I'm also charging the crossbowman with my Imperial Knights. You can see he wasn't able to get any fire on me when I charged, so I looked out there.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is.
His general's gone, so that's good.
Forwards and crush the enemy.
You can see I got a lot of my cavalry out from this little area, so that worked out. I shouldn't say a lot of my cavalry. I only have like, what, 4 or 5 units. Fighting against his Pavis spearmen here. There's 27 of them remaining. 42 of my units. My feudal knights still fighting against his crossbowmen now as they defeated, I think, maybe one of his chivalric knights. The good thing is, though, it looks like ImperialMalice is doing a good job over here. A lot of his units are routing the frenchbreadsoups, that is. So perhaps I can just inflict as much damage as I can, and he'll join up and be able to crush King of Kings 50,000. You can see him crossing the battlefield to try to charge my new 2 units over here with his cavalry. I'm retreating all my cavalry that were remaining. I think there's only a couple units. I do not know where they went. Oh, they're there. I have like 1 horse, my general, probably my bodyguard. Only the general himself remains. That's good. I'll have 1 unit of Gothic Knights, 4 units of Teutonic Knights. Bringing back some Pavis, excuse me, some Pavis crossbowmen as well. And then 1 unit over there in the distance of Imperial Knights. So, you could say I was defeated. Well, I guess you can say on this part of the battlefield I was defeated, but I do have some units that I'm going to join up with ImperialMalice. I was able to inflict heavy damage with the help of ImperialMalice on his side with all that heavy cavalry fighting going on in the middle here of the map. He was able to wipe out my 2 units in the forest area over here with his heavy cavalry. But we are going to go ahead and fast forward in the battle until we reach the point in which my army is joined up with his, and the King of Kings 50,000 makes a push against our remaining forces. And back at the battle here on Spanish Plains, you can see Holy ImperialMalice has reorganized his army to face the advancing armies of King of Kings. Only units I remain are some dismounted Imperial Knights, crossbowmen. My cavalry, my remaining 5 units of cavalry are here. Though I do have my generals, so I can still make rally calls. So I'm just doing some archer fire against his crossbowmen that he has in the front. You can see King of King's remaining army is his heavy cavalry, Royal Bandarians, some dismounted chivalric knights, his general's bodyguard, and some more dismounted knights and some more spearmen. So hopefully he will advance. We will try to fend off. And Holy ImperialMalice, you can see, has still a pretty daunting army. About 2 units of Swiss pikemen, a lot of Scots Guard, style infantry, more pike militia, more Swiss pikemen, and more heavy cavalry, excuse me. So we're looking pretty good in this 2v2 battle. His Scots Guard doing a good job, laying down some covering fire. Crossbowman laying down fire as well. He is advancing his general bodyguard.
We must act now.
His crossbowmen are retreating, so it's a good job there to force them to retreat by ImperialMalice. See my archer is going against the approaching Hungarian army. He's approaching some of the spearmen. So I'm going to retreat my archers here in a second, my crossbowmen I should say, excuse me, here in a second if his army continues to charge. Maybe I can get one more round of missiles off. Looks like it will not, so I'll go ahead and then fall back my crossbowmen. I'll advance my Imperial Knights a little bit in case they're needed. So about as much as I can contribute, unfortunately. My crossbowmen are retreating, but They might come back. They still have 50 men. So we'll see the fierce battle going on here. Hungarian forces are advancing their heavy cavalry. Luckily, the pikemen, Swiss pikemen, Holy Imperial Malice Swiss pikemen are approaching to take care of that threat. His chivalric knights are advancing on Imperial Malice Swiss pikemen. So this sounds kind of dumb, but I only have like 5 units of cavalry. I'm going to go ahead and advance 1 or 2 of them, and we'll see if maybe we can attack some of their crossbowmen in the rear. They are fully upgraded and armored and attack, so I should be able to take out a couple of these units. So we'll go watch my massive cavalry attack here.
Our men are winning the battle. Continue like this, and victory is ours.
See already they're retreating there, so let's continue on to the next unit of missile infantry. Meanwhile, Imperial Malice is doing the brunt of the fighting with his Scots Guard and Swiss pikemen and heavy cavalry. Already got some withdrawing Hungarian troops here. You can see their morale's already starting to dampen, and I was almost able to wipe out, ironically, with just my 4 units of cavalry, his crossbowmen. So all that remains for him is his general's bodyguard. I do believe that's it. Might have some units return here though. You can see my crossbowmen return to the battle, so they'll come back in case they are needed, but I doubt it. Everyone charging now. His general, as the end of the battle is near. I was able to have my general near, so I could give out morale boosts and rally calls if needed.
The enemy
he had his
general
general as well.
flees,
His
like
general's
the
fleeing,
coward
but now
he
we have
is.
some returning
Forwards,
spearmen.
and crush the enemy.
King of Kings 50,000 still hanging there. He's advancing his other units of spearmen. Let's put them to a circle. But Scots Guard will go ahead
The
and
Reich
advance.
shows its obvious
should
superiority
bring an end to
through
the battle.
victory.
And I will, so that is a victory for myself, mrXirish, and Holy Imperial Malice, playing as Holy Roman Empire and France, respectively. And against frenchbreadsoup, playing as Poland and KingofKings50000, playing as Hungary. You can see I had 2,200 men deployed, my other ally 2,500, and their 2 units had around 2,100 deployed. I killed 1,100. Holy Imperial Malice did a very good job killing 2,300. The KingofKings50000 really got to me by killing 2,300, mostly my men, and frenchbreadsoup killed 800. So this was a victory for myself and Imperial Malice on Spanish plains on Medieval 2 Total War Online. So other than that, thanks for watching. This is mrXirish. I'll have another video out soon.